Alright, back on the Black Cloud here. Stuck a push bar on. It's got some square lights on it. Yeah. So we're going to go with round lights. I got some old KC lights. They do work. So I'm going to have to, this is brackets bolted in, so I might drop it down a little bit. Hopefully they clear. I'm not sure because they're kind of tall. But I don't like the square ones because I like them to match the round lights. So here's what I got. I got some, I don't know, used, possibly, and the wiring looks real good. So I'll try to fix them up, the squish into there. But I got to drop the brackets down low enough to hopefully clear the top bar, and we'll see what happens with that. And I'm going to have to run the wiring over to the battery and stuff inside. I don't know if I'll do the wiring today. Mainly I just want to get the lights on it. Then see what happens from there. See how well this goes. Basically just unbolt that, maybe drill a hole, and hopefully they fit. Cross your fingers. Alright, got the bracket off, unbolted the old lights off of it. We got to make this hole bigger for the new lights, because it wants to work with me here, and it'll be good to go. That should do it. Good enough where it's going. Alright, got the one hole drilled out. I'm trying to figure out how to mirror it over here, and between the tape measure and my eyeball meter, I think I might got it. So I guess if it's off a little bit, I guess we'll use some spacers. So make it look good, spacer it out. So word of the show is going to be spacer. Yeah, they help you out a lot. So I'm going to try that. If this don't work, it's super close. The eyeball meters told me it's super close, so it should work. I got the holes drilled. Hopefully the eyeball meters and the tape measure was good. Before I bolt them on, I think I'm just going to put some heat shrink around these wires. It'll be all gooder. Both lights are like that. That'll hold up. So I'm going to heat shrink them up and get them bolted on and see what they look like. Alright, let's stand back and look at it. Just look at it. Yep, turned out pretty good. I think the eyeball meter did a pretty good job, and the tape measure too, But he shrank that back there on them wires. Put these little chrome things back on to cover the wires, and I'll wire them up later. I gotta get some parts for that, but that looks cool. Time to move on to something else here. Might fight this gas door over here. I have one. This one, it just flops around. But it is rusted slow in there. So I want to figure out how to get some of these bolts out. So let me see what I can do about that. Cut the old one out. And it had these on it. These are horrible. So I'm switching to bolts. Gooder. Here's the new used gas door and old gas door. That one was good. There's nothing wrong with that. Put it on the parts shelf. So I got some anti-seize on the bolts so we get them out easier. Had to take loose filler neck to get the door out. Put all that back in. So it's going gooder. So let's put this back together and move on to the next somethings. Alright, door's on. Works perfect. It's not going to flop open while I'm driving no more. Even matches the truck. Plunge right in. Perfect. So next, I think I'm going to wire up some stereo speakers that should be in a house. Give me more tunes in the truck instead of them little tiny, what were they, 2x2s or whatever they were we put in the dash. So debating on where to use the big middle one, but I know I'm going to put the outsiders on. And yeah, I'm going to work on that next, I believe. House speakers and a square body. Keep it old school, if that's even old school. Yeah, that's why I wanted some round lights in the front. Because I wanted to keep it 80s, man. It's all about the 80s. Rad. I didn't want no light bar, none of that stuff. So, might even paint all this red black sometime. Probably not this time, but sometime. But let me go find some speaker wire. Start. I guess I gotta take that back out to get them back in. Well, maybe not. I might be able to retch up in there. So give me a minute. Alright, I retched up under the dash and it falls right out. It's kind of just there, floating. So that was easy to get out. Got a couple wires I gotta cut, snip, cut, and plug them in. That's about it. Simple. And run the wires underneath the rubber mat, what's left of that rubber mat, because it's pretty roached out. I think eventually when I get all the cabs done, I actually got some carpet out of like a 99 Chevy truck, cut it up, put it in here. Why not? Almost threw it away. But he's like, why don't you throw that in a square body? Pretty good idea. So I'll probably do that like way somewhere in the futures. But for now, we'll hook up some tunes, because these little 2x2s, whatever they are, yeah, they're just, they don't sound cool. Barely hear them. So, yep, let me get cutting, splicing some wires. Alright, it is all back in. Looks good. Don't sound too bad for, you know, home theater speakers. I decided not to put the other one in because the seat doesn't go back, so no. I want the seats all the way back so I can fit my legs in there. So we're going to move on. We're going to attempt to switch this back bumper out to a round tube bumper, which is over here. And it is a air tank. There's a fitting right there. So I got to take the other one off, which there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to try to see if this looks cool or not. Then I got to figure out what this license plate. So may use that bumper, may not. We'll find out when I get this off and get that one slid in, see how much rooms I got for our license plate. And I'll have to get me a light for it. So what's that time again? Time to get tools. Might as well drag the toolbox out, because that's usually what happens. Well, there it is. Everything worked out pretty good. The brackets tilted down enough I could get a plate put on above that. I just got to get me some lights. I have to go to a parts store. Maybe they'll have them. Hopefully. Not, I have to order them online. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I just got to work on the air fittings. Go here. I'll have to MacGyver something on that. And we're going to leave it, you know, patinaed. You know, rust. That looks cool now. Matches, you know, the rest of the truck. So, not too bad. All the bolts come out. Saved all of them. You reused 4 out of the 6. Because the other 2 of them were too short. Because that welded on bracket on the bumper was too thick to use those other bolts. So I got other bolts, put them in. And yeah, just got to go to town and get me some license plate lights. Something, I guess, universal. See what they got. And be back shortly. Alright, got me a cool license plate light. Yeah. So it's going to go right there. Yeah, it works. Checked it for a, I do all this because a lot of stuff you buy now don't seem to work when you get it. So, you know, something to drill with here. I think we'll go with about right. Look good there? Let's go for it. That ain't took 100 years, but there it is. And this should just plop right in there. It's a little warm. Something like that. So hopefully that just kind of stays there, but I don't really like it, but it's gonna have to work. So wire it up, be good to go. Alright, light works. Hole's a little big, so I had been out on the little tabs on the back of this. It's a little tauter now. But it comes on, so I'm back here. We're gonna put these on so it doesn't scratch up, you know, what's left of the paint. That's what it's basically been doing. So that's what I'm doing. And not much to it. If you don't have something like this came off another bed I had. Use like a bicycle inner tube, and works the same. These are still in good shape, so I'm going to use these. But yeah, just one bolt. Put the bolts back in. This other one, I'm just going to use the one that's already wrapped up in because it looks gooder. And I'll, you know, save this like I always do. Put it in the parts pile for a rainy day, because it seems like I always need some weird stuff on a rainy day. Same thing, ain't nothing to it. But I think we're going to move on. I'm trying to think what I want to do next. I might put this skid plate on, clean that up, maybe paint it, or leave it like that. But now I'll probably clean it up, probably paint it black or something. Then might wire up them lights up front. I got me some stuff for that, so may dig into this here shortly. See what kind of disaster I could do out of that one. But there's plenty of holes to run wires through over there, so might do that. And after that, I don't know. We'll see. All right, for the wiring in the front, I bought this stuff. Comes with, you know, everything you kind of need. But then I started digging in my parts pile. I found something maybe gooder. Basically brand new. I just unwrapped it. It's all this wiring, and it's actually 4 light system for like 2 lights, because it's got a plug, Gotta take the grill out, headlights all out, bezels off, and run all the wires in behind here. And these lights had the chrome covers already on them. Run all that back in there. Then run it out somewhere down in there. And then I got to figure out, fish it back through here. Then somewhere on the firewall to run the wires through. And basically it. I guess I'm going to extend one wire maybe. The one that goes over to the battery. Pretty sure that's not going to reach. So it's probably this one. Most definitely not, probably not going to reach. So yeah, I have to extend that over to there. No big deal. Then it came with a cool switch, which is, where is the switch? somewhere. It's somewhere here. It's in this. There it is. I don't know if I want to run that or a different switch. I don't know, kind of like to have a switch panel. I was trying to dig up one of them. I thought I had one somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. But I'll use that until I find something else. And we'll mount it somewhere. I don't know. There's already a hole there for a switch. Maybe we'll find a round switch put there. I don't know. Or put it under the dash. I don't know. My other truck I had years ago, I had switches here, but I don't feel like cutting this one up. But there's already a hole there, so I might use it for now. Then there's a horn button there, aftermarket horn on it. Might put a different set of horns on it later. But yeah, it looks pretty idiot-proof. So yeah, I think I'm going to use it. And I'll save the other stuff for a rainy day. It says it's for a horn system, so I might use it for a different horn system on this later, maybe. Or just, you know, throw it over there in the parts pile and save on it, because when I do need it, it'll be like $10 more, so I'll actually save 10 bucks. Alright, let me, I guess, I'm going to take some stuff off, run wires. Yeah, wires. Said wires, yeah, wires. And the lights already work, so let's roll. Alright peeps, I got the wiring on. I didn't take the grill out, just took the one bezel off. And, you know, stuffed my hand back in there and got the wires fished through the truck. But I'm going to wait on, hold off on tying all this into stuff, because I'm probably going to take this fender off and replace it next summer. But I ran relay here, there's a ground in here, and instead of running to the battery for the red wire, my buddy was here, he goes, why don't you just put it right there? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just going to put it, you know, right there. So I fished it up through this little thing, cover, and bolted that in. So that's perfect. And the white wire went in the cab and ran it through the speedometer cable hole. And everything else is in here. Then I did put a round switcher on it because there was already a hole there. Why not? It's there, so I used it. So yeah, eventually I want to get like a, if I get too many switches, I want like a little switch panel. But it all works, so it's all ready to go. So, oh wait a minute, hold on. I had to run a hot wire into the fuse panel in here. I found one that was extremely key hot, and that was all I did here other than the ground. So I guess now I'm going to move on to grinding on that skid plate. But first, let me turn these things on. Oh, I crashed myself there. Turn key on. Flip. Hey, and it even lights up. Tells you they're on. I need to line them up a little bit. Yeah. Grooviness. All kinds of grooviness. Num, num, num. But let me find somewhere to do this. I might try to do this outside. It was raining. Stopped, so break out the grinder and instead of washing it, I think I'll just grind mud and rust. You know, why not? I get all that in my face. After that, might be it for a little bit. Find out. Let's move on to the skid plate. Alright, skid plate is rebuilt. And I don't know if you look, it looks like it's already like powder coated or something. But it's actually rust. I don't know what was down in here. It almost smelled like Bondo when I was granulating on it. But it's pretty thick. So I got this paint I'm going to use on it. That's what I used on the frame. Dump this on there, then I'll spray paint over top of this. So I want to say at the time I was looking for black, but for some weird reason you couldn't find black anywheres. So I had to buy whatever I could find, which was this color, then I wanted black for the frame, and it ended up being, anything I could get was, I don't know if you can see it, like an army green. So it's all I could find at the time. There were some weird mass shortages at the time, so I used what I could find. Like I keep saying, use what you got, and I guess use what you can find when you go shopping. But I'm going to rebuild on this for a little bit. Probably won't go on the truck today. Probably have to leave it dry after this. Then if I spray paint it tomorrow or whenever, it'll have to dry again. It's been raining, so it's kind of damp out. So it's going to be a while for it to dry. Might take, like, a month. Who knows? But let me rebuild on this. Then show you putting some black on it whenever this decides to dry. Alright, spraying some black on. I mean, it's not super dry yet, but it's good enough. Good enough for where it's going. So just put some black over some wet paint or whatever. It'll be alright. It's under the truck. Yeah, look at them runs. You're not going to see that either because where this is going, you don't really see it much. Just covers the transfer case. Oh yeah, I got some paw prints in it. This can's about done. So yeah, I'll let this dry overnight, and hopefully put it on tomorrow. So that's watch some paint dry and go to sleep. Let the paint dry and get up and go to work. Let the paint dry and come home and hopefully put it on. So I guess I'll catch you then. Alright, it's all rebuilt. Ready to go in the truck. Right there. Right there. Yeah, I need to paint the rest of this. Started down there and never finished. But anyway, we're going to put that up in there and protect the transfer case from boulders, I guess. There it is. Look how pretty that is. Yep. I need to paint more stuff under here, but at least that's painted. One down, and a million more miles to go to paint. But yep, I recycled old bolts and nuts and washers on my bolt bin I got, saved from every vehicle I tear down. Use what you got, so I keep saying, peeps. Alright, I'm going to put a thermostat in this thing. For some reason, has no heat, but it doesn't get hot. It's maybe a tickle of heat, that's about it. So, I got a thermostat, but I don't really have a gasket, so I think I use, it has an O-ring or something on it, and I can use that, maybe. But we'll see when I get tearing into that thing. But we'll try that. Hopefully that works. But I did put a heater core in it. I mean, I've been driving it all summer, so there shouldn't be no air pocket. But this is cheap. We'll do that. See what happens. Well, it does have a thermostat. That's the one I took out. So I don't know. Looks fine. But I'm gonna try to get away with this reusing the O-ring maybe. I don't have one. But yeah, so I'm just gonna put that back on there and hopefully it doesn't leak. Sure, that'll work. Alright, thermostat's in. Don't see any leaks. Got the rad full. Still not super awesome in here for heat. I don't know. I had it on full blast. And it's not awesome, so I don't know, maybe it's just because it's just only got a 160 thermostat. I've ran them before and had heats in the trucks. I don't know. So there's probably nothing wrong with the other thermostat. So I did a lot of work probably for nothing, but at least I know there was a thermostat in it, and I was thinking there may not have been one. Because I mean, this thing never got hot. I mean, there was hardly any, basically no heat. So yeah, that's cool. So now hopefully I'll have some maybe better-ish heat if I drive it in the winter. I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, moving on to the black cloud. We got to put front calipers and new extended hoses on the front. It's already got new brake pads, but the right caliper sticks a little bit, and the left brake hose is pinched kind of bad. And somehow, I don't know how, but it's rubbing my tire. So they're braided lines. So here's what I got. Got me some reman calipers and some rough country brake hoses there. We put them on and bleed it, and hopefully that makes it gooder. But hopefully, when I hit the brakes, it don't shoot me into the guardrail like it tried there once before. And hopefully, the left brake hose won't pop on me, because I don't even know if it's doing much, because it's kind of got a kink. I'll show it to you when I get the wheel off. I don't get the wheels off yet, but let's get wrenching. Brake job, here we go. Alright, new caliper. Pretty simple. You got 2 bolts back here. You got like an Allen bolt. Came with brand newbies. So just chuck the other ones to the side and save on them for maybe another project. Another thing to save is these little I don't know, things that's in their caliper. I've used them for all kinds of spacers and all kinds of grooviness there. So save on them, because you use them for other stuffs. The caliper's got to go back for a core. I'll take the line off and save all this stuff. I'll save this line because it's still good. Never know, I might need it for a rainy day. I know I save way too much stuff. So when you work on stuff, bring the toolbox, like I say. Just bring it all. That way you don't have to get up again, but then you got more to put away. But yeah, so I'm gonna tighten the bolt down, tighten these up, but then get under there and fight my way into the frame in here and try to loosen them. Sprayed that a couple days ago, so hopefully it comes apart pretty easy. Hopefully, we'll see. Alright, here's the other side. Got the brand new caliper in and the brand new hose. All tidied up. Here's what the problem was. It was, I don't know, pinched or, boogered up pretty bad. So, needed replaced. Then, the brake lines on this thing, they were not good. Go figure. So what I had to do was, up here at the proportion valve, I take all them brake lines out for the front and replace on them. These fittings come loose here in the proportion valve. The ones back, somewhere back there on the frame, the one fitting actually broke in half. I've never seen that before. And this side, the fitting was messed up. So, just went ahead and replaced all them lines. So what I did was, the truck that I got the rear ends out of for this, well, back there and stole them off that frame. So, ran some brake clean through them, some air. They'll be good. Be alright. So that's what's on here. They fit. They're a little. That one on the driver's side was a little taut. This side, the passenger side, went a little better. So it's all good. So all I gotta do is bleed the brakes, and this beast is ready to go back off-road. So we'll move on to Hey G. I'm gonna do front pads on it. I already did calipers, because the front pads I think are 25, 30 years old. I don't know. So let me get it back in. We'll throw them on real quick. All right, we're not gonna put pads on Hey G here because I forgot how bad the rotors were. I want to get rotors for it before I put brand new pads on. The pads look brand new still. The outside of the rotor looks fine. The inside of the rotor's not so good. So I'm gonna wait till I get them. I doubt if it's gonna be this year. Who knows? So on to something else. Catch you next time.